Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Oyin Consola. On today's episode, I am going to be doing a half up and half down wig style on a 13 by 4 wig, and also be showing you how I do the bald cap method. To start off, I would be using the knee-high pantyhose that you get from Walgreens or CVS. You can get it from the drugstore. I think it's about $1 each or less. And also I'll be using, what I have learned is to make the got2b glue less messy, I usually spray it in a mixing bowl and I use my brush to apply it to my head in the desired pattern or where I want it to stay without the glue having to drip down on my head. And also what I did was I did 3 coats of the got2b glue. I spread the glue in a bowl, use a brush, just apply it to my head. Then I use a blow dryer on low to medium heat to dry the glue on my edges and on my scalp. Then after that, I went ahead to use the lace glue on the cap also, and I just use a brush just to apply it down to my head. I said we were going for a bald cap method. This cap has to stay on the head because we don't have any hair that is going to hold it in place. So then I went ahead to just cut out the excess cap on my head. Can you even see, like, when I'm pulling, it's not coming up, it is neat. I don't have to struggle to get the lace, the got2b glue off my skin, because when you spray it, it drips around and you have to take time to get it off. Then also I use the got2b glue, not the spray. I use the white glue at the edges just to lay down the cap. When you cut out the excess cap, there's little stand off there, just to lay down really well on my head. As you can see, can you see how it is laying on my head? I'm using the back of my edge comb to lay it down properly on my head. For every glue that I apply, for every application of glue that I apply on my head, I always go in with a medium heat air dryer on my scalp. Then I went ahead to use my Maybelline matte and polish foundation to blend out the cap color and make it more of my complexion. I use the shade 305 because that is very close to my color in the summer. And yes, we are going to get into the wig. With the wig, this is a 13 by 4 lace. I already pre-bleached it, not a lot, and I have shampooed the hair, I've conditioned the hair. And I'm also using the Maybelline matte and polish foundation on the lace because I don't have lace tint yet. So I'm using the Maybelline matte polish foundation to color the lace properly. This is a really good wig. The lace is really light and the wig is affordable. I will try to put the link in the description below. And what I did was, after applying the foundation, I went ahead to use my air dryer to dry it on cool air or low to medium heat. Then when I had to use a rubbing alcohol and cotton bud to clean the excess foundation off my scalp. And now I'm fitting in the lace wig on my head properly. I'll be doing a proper fitting of the lace on my head, then adjusting it around my ears just to make sure that it fits properly line. What I am doing here is I'm using the hot comb to lay the layways what is the English I call it? The flyaways. Yes, I'm using the hot comb to lay the flyaways properly on my head, just to make it smooth, to make sure that it's smooth on my head, and it stays away from all the glue that I'm going to be putting into my scalp. I wanted to use the pencil to outline lightly outline where I want the glue to reach, so that it doesn't pass exactly where it doesn't pass it. Like you can see it is very faint. It is not very visible. And oh God, I really have a big forehead. Oh Lord. Then I'm going to be using the Bold Hold Active. First of all, because I sweat a lot. I used the Bold Hold Active with a popsicle stick or a wax. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce waxing. So yeah, waxing. I use the waxing stick to apply it on my head properly, so that it is smooth without having to use my finger or get my hands dirty or sticky. Then I went ahead to use a blow dryer on low to medium heat, and for every 2 to 3 application, I use the air dryer on low to medium heat to dry out to make it tacky. If you don't want to wait and sit for it to dry by itself, you use air dryer on low to medium heat to make sure it dries down tacky. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to spread the got-to-be glue into my scalp properly, just to make sure that the wig stays properly. I wanted everything to lay on my head, the glue in properly. And yes, for every application I went in with the dryer. Then now I'm just going to put the wig by following the little brown line that I put on the lace, just to make sure that I get the appropriate stand, or the appropriate measurement of as to where I wanted to put the lace. Then I'm using a comb, a pigtail. Is it pigtail? No, a rat. I used a rat tail comb, to make sure to comb the hair into the glue, just to make sure that it stays properly. And when I had to cut out the excess, I know I should have cut out the excess around my ears before, but I always end up doing it after. I don't know how that works for me, but if you want to cut out the excess lace before you put in the glue, you can do that, but I usually cut out my own first. Then I went ahead to just use a comb to blend it up properly around my ears also, because that's where we usually kind of tend to forget about that. Then I use the hot comb to lay it properly. I don't know, every time I use a hot comb I always end up burning my ears. I don't know how that works, but every time I use a hot comb I burn my head. Then I went ahead to use an elastic band to lay the lace properly with the glue so that it melts, while I am going to create my updo, the half up half down demarcation that I wanted to do. Let's not forget, this is a 13 by 4. I don't even think it's 4 because there is not a lot of space to work with, but I was still able to work with the glue. So what I did was I am just going ahead to place the comb the first half into a bun first while I work on my other hair. I used the hot comb to make the hair sleep properly, and also use the She Is Bomb hair glue to lay the hair down, and use my hot comb to brush it so that the hair can sleep to the back, because I wanted it to be sleek and shiny. Then I went ahead to cut off the lace. But you can see what I did was the little places that the glue did not stay. I went ahead to use a toothpick and I dipped it into my glue and I applied it to all the tiny little holes and the tiny little bumps, space that where the net is, whereby I don't want to cut out the excess lace. I just used the glue to apply and lay it down. Then I went ahead to cut out. I did like a little teeny weeny peaks in front of the hair. I went ahead to use the shears bomb to lay down the edge and also use my oil comb to comb out the edges, the little tiny weenie that I left. And to hold the updo in place, I use my Got To Be spray. I sprayed the Got To Be spray on the hair and use my hot comb to lay it properly. And I use an elastic band on the hair, like to tie up the hair properly so that it stays, while also immersing it with my Got To Be and hot comb. It is really hard working, like trying to put your hair up with my fat mother juice on. Like that hand is like So what I did was I used the elastic band to tie the hair up properly and to make it really snug. Then I took a strand out of the hair and I took a strand out of the hair and sprayed with the Got To Be glue, and also used the out comb to straighten properly. But what I'm doing here is I'm just showing you all the extra step that you can clearly skip. But yes, I used the hot comb to comb out the hair, the strand that I wanted to wrap around the elastic band, and also I use the Got To Be glue to wrap it around the hair properly so that it stays snug where I wanted it. Yeah, we're almost done here. I just went ahead to spray the glue, then twist where I wanted to do my baby hair so that it is not too thick. It looks more natural. Then I went ahead to do my baby hair using the Tresemme mousse, styling mousse, to do my baby hair. You see how that layer is looking like it's coming out from my scalp, eh? Don't let me say skin, but just can you see how it's coming out from my scalp? Then after doing my edges, I went ahead to lay it down with an elastic band and a styling wrap. Yes, styling wrap. I went ahead to wrap it down, and also then when I had to, use the mousse for my hair. For my hair, I use to make my curls pop. I used the Nairobi styling mousse, and I just, when I had to graciously use it on my head, and I used the Cantu curling mousse on the hair just to make the curls pop with lots and lots of water. Yes, I use water. So for the tule, I don't know what I would call it, but I just wanted to do it, the tule thing that I had in front of my face, the tule head that I have. I use my hot comb to comb it out instead of having to use like a brush to brush it out. I use the hot comb to comb it out a little bit. Then I went ahead to use the curling wand just to give it little loose curls, not too thick. I didn't want something too thick. I didn't want something too curly, so I just used the styling wand to curl it more. Yes, this before I use I have like a contour palette that I use, and I just wanted to use it to blend the lace properly to my skin. And yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will try to drop some Snapchat videos or Instagram videos as I forgot to take pictures. And yes, thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, and bye bye.